What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and today we are talking about piston rifles and more specifically your viewer builds that you guys sent in to me this past week. Every Friday we are doing a different viewer build segment, and every Friday is going to be a different theme. So today's theme was piston driven rifles. I have a couple here, but again we're talking about yours. And yeah, we got a pretty good lineup today. If you guys are looking to get into next week's viewer build video, please stay tuned till the end and just look at the instructions that I have for it. I'll talk about the instructions at the end so it doesn't take up all the time at the beginning here. But before we get into your viewer build, I'd like to show you guys some stuff that I'm doing. So I've been talking about this for a little bit now, but for the month of June, which we're almost out, if you guys buy my patch wrap patch on my website, which is atroxco.com, I will send you these two stickers for free. So we got my patch rat sticker, my brass goblin sticker, and the patch. It'll end up being just under 15 bucks shipped for all three. So buy the patch, you'll get these two stickers for free. If you buy any of my shirts, I will send you a free Mudgunner patch. And you could double it up. You could buy a shirt and this patch, and then you'll get that patch and the stickers for free. So that's till the end of June. We're almost there. So again, the website is atroxco.com. And then to send in for the viewer build videos, you email sales@atroxco.com. But just one thing, good quality pictures, and when you're explaining it, go from tip to butt, because you'll notice in some of these builds I kind of jump around. It's just I have to read the list and I can't like reorganize their list. So yeah, if you're going to send your build, tip to butt is ideal because then I don't have to jump around for you guys. And then I use the best quality pictures that you send me. Some of them are a little bit blurry, but we did get some good pictures in. So enjoy the video, and yeah, let's check out these builds. Alright guys, so starting this week's viewer builds, we have Nikki. She was also in last week's video with her CZ Scorpion, but this week she has some pretty sweet guns as well. So we're going to kind of go through the first two quickly because they're relatively simple. She's got two AKs here. So the first AK is a Riley Defense. They are an American-made AK. She's running a PWS flash hider combo, so it's primary weapon systems muzzle device. And yeah, it's just a nice 30 cal muzzle device. It's got the factory wood lower forend on there, and then on the top she is running an Ultimac railed gas tube. These railed gas tubes are nice. I have one myself. And then for her light, she is running a stream light. It's a 625 lumen light on a HSP Thorntail mount, so that's Haley Strategic. And then for her optic, she's got a Vortex red dot. From the picture, it looks like the Crossfire. You didn't mention the model, but I think that's their Crossfire red dot. The Vortex makes great optics. She's also running Meprolite Tritium night sights on there, which we can't really see from the pictures, but that's sweet to run those on an AK. And then she's got the KNS Piston, which I've heard good things about. I just don't have any personal experience. She's got a Power Customs recoil buffer. So these are all going to be like internal upgrades that we can't see. She's got a Magpul AK grip on there. And then an East German folder with a leather wrap, which looks pretty nice. She's running an LBT sling on an Echo 93 sling plate. So LBT is London Bridges Trading, if I'm right, London Bridges. They make really good nylon products as far as I know. I'm sure they make other stuff too. I actually have a wallet from them, but yeah, LBT is known for good stuff, and that's a pretty nice AK build. We're going to move on to the next one, which is a Wasser 3. It's a Romanian 5.56 AK, and it's a 2006 import. AKs came into the country in a variety of different ways, so this one being a 2006 import, it has a bare muzzle, so it's not threaded. And then it's got an SLR Rifleworks 10.5 inch handguard on there, which it looks super sick. So she says SLR handguard / railed tube combo. So that's an SLR gas tube as well from what I'm getting from that. I can't see the name on it. And then she's running a Streamlight 1000 lumen light on an M-Lock mount with a 100 Concepts lens cover, which is pretty nice looking on there. She has the same Vortex red dot on there, also a KNS piston, the Power Customs recoil buffer, and this one has an ALG trigger. And then it's got the Romanian side folding stock with the leather wrap. I like how you color match them. So the first AK has the brown leather wrap, and then the second one has the black. It looks good the way you did them both. And then that one also has an LBT sling, it looks like. And then other than that, that magazine looks sick. I don't know who makes that magazine, but 5.56 AKs can be particular. And then going back to the ALG trigger, they are the nicest AK triggers from anything I've ever shot. You can get some extremely light ones. So those are both really nice AKs. And then we'll go on to her third gun, which is a Frankenbild AR-15. It's an Adams Arms piston-driven upper. It's an 11.5 inch barrel. It's got a direct thread Surefire Warden, which is kind of like a blast averter, sends all the muzzle blasts downrange. And then she's running a Samson HK style front sight, and it's fixed. And I believe that's also a Samson rail on that upper, but you didn't mention it. I think that's a Samson rail. And then she's got a Streamlight on there as well. It's a 1000 lumen Streamlight on a Magpul mount. She's running the Magpul AFG angled grip on there, which is a nice angled grip. She's got a Vortex red dot and magnifier combo. And that Vortex red dot, I think that's the Spark. You didn't mention it, but I think that's the Vortex Spark. She's running it on an Anderson lower, and then it's got a CMC trigger in there, an extended mag release. She doesn't remember the brand. She's got a Magpul flip up rear sight, Magpul K2 grip, and then it's got the SB Tactical PDW brace, and then she's also running an LBT sling on there. It's just not pictured. And yeah, I mean, that's a really nice setup. You also got it spray painted, it looks like, which spray paint's always nice. I see the little UID tag on the side of the receiver, I believe. But yeah, very nice builds. And then all of these fit in a Wilson tennis bag with the bracer stock folded or all the way collapsed. So she's keeping it low profile in a tennis bag, which is sweet. And yeah, thank you for sharing, Nikki. And those are her 3 builds. So this next build comes from Colin, and sorry if it's a little blurry. I'm just working with the best picture I got here. So this is a Sig MCX TAC Ops, which is discontinued, is what he's saying. Sig kind of brings stuff back though, so it's discontinued now, but who knows? They could bring it back. Being the TAC Ops, it should be the 300 Blackout, which you didn't mention the caliber, but I'm just going to say it's 300 Blackout. It's got a 6.75 inch barrel, and he's running it with a Q Trash Panda suppressor, which fits under the rail. You can't really see it. If you go watch my video on my Sig Rattler, I'm running a similar setup with a Q Half Nelson, but yeah, it's basically a MCX Rattler SD. That could be another name for it. But the Q Trash Panda is a really nice suppressor. It's on a cherry bomb mount, so this one does attach to a muzzle device. The one I'm running on my Rattler is just direct thread to the barrel. He has a Surefire Mini Scout Light on there. He's running the factory Sig iron sights that came with it. And then for his optic, he has a Holosun 403B on a Unity mount. And that sits it up high. That'd be good for some night vision use. I don't see a laser on there, so maybe he's not running it with night vision, but high mounts are the thing right now. He is running a Magpul padded sling, which looks very nice on there. He's got a BCM hand stop, which you can kind of just see just above the sling, and then he's got some tape on there, goon tape for some grip. He's running a Lancer 20 round mag, which is a 300 Blackout specific mag. And besides that, he's running a Sig folding collapsible stock. I assume he bought this as a pistol, so maybe he put that on there, or maybe it was a factory SBR. And then he's got a Sig grip, it looks like, with the goon tape as well. So very nice build. The Sig TAC Ops is sweet. I like the word TAC Ops. I don't know why, but Sig is smart for doing that. All right, so going on to the next one, we have John, who sent 3 builds, and they're all in one picture. So I can't cut pictures until I'm in like my video editing app, so I don't know how this is going to show, but I'll try to zoom in independently on them. So I'm just going to run through his list on these. So the top one is an Arsenal Sam 7 SF, so that is a side folder. He has a DAG 13 adjustable gas block. He is running an ALG trigger in this one, a JMax RRD-4C muzzle brake, and it's a pin weld on a 14.5 inch barrel, which that muzzle brake kind of looks like a dead air one, but maybe it's just set up for a dead air suppressor. He's got a JMac BDS 37 with a chemo adapter. And for AK stuff, I don't know these brands specifically, so I'm just kind of saying them out, but I don't have experience with it. He's got a cheese grater top foreign. He is running an RS Regulate GLR 10M rail, an RS Regulate AK301M, and AK-RK with Sig Sauer Romeo 8T. Gosh, AK parts, they just don't sound as cool as AR parts. Like, it's all just numbers and letters. He's got a Krebs custom safety selector, a Magpul AFG angled grip, a Tango down grip for his pistol grip with an Ambi safety delete, a JMax pick rail adapter with a Midwest Industries fixed beam alpha stock, and then he plans to eventually upgrade to the folding fixed beam stock. He plans on running a BCM vertical grip and a dead air Wolverine suppressor at some point in the future. So that's a really nice AK build. Sorry if I'm not as familiar with some of those parts, but I haven't really done that much custom AK stuff. For his middle build, He's running an American Defense Manufacturing build. They do really good stuff. You'll also know them as ADM. He's running an ADM UIC lower with a Magpul K2 Plus grip. The plus just means it's rubberized instead of polymer. He's got the Meridian 45-degree safety selector. He is running a Phase 5 end plate and castle nut. He's got an Aero Precision buffer tube kit with a Magpul STR stock on there. He's running a Hyperfire Eclipse trigger, and he said it was a pain in the ass to install, but it's worth it. The upper is a Grey Ghost Precision upper. Strike Industries extended forward assist. He's got a Noveski marked Geisley super badass charging handle on there. It says he's running Magpul Gen 2 flip up iron sights, but those are more known as like the pros, the Magpul M-Bus pros, but they have different generations of those now. He's got a Vortex UH1, which is also known as the Razor AMG, as far as I know. I think they have like a couple names for it, but he says Vortex UH1. I know it as like the AMG. It's on a Unity riser. He's got a Geisley Mark 8 rail on there. It's a 15-inch rail with a BCM vertical grip, and he's running a Streamlight Pro Tac light on there. He's got the pressure pad on top, and he's got an Ultradyne flash hider, and it's got a Proof Research 16-inch carbon fiber barrel. He's running a Suppurative Arms mid-length piston kit with an adjustable gas block and JP Enterprise enhanced bolt kit. So that sounds like a really nice build. That's kind of crazy. I think it's cool to build a piston AR from the ground up, because I am just one that always knows just complete full branded ARs, like just bought not built. But that is built, not bought. Well, that's built and bought, because that's probably a lot of pricey stuff, but it looks very nice. And then last but not least, he's got his PWS build, which is Primary Weapon Systems. So it's a PWS Mark 116 Mod 1 complete upper, so their complete PWS upper with a Geisley super charging handle. He prefers a metal charging handle over the polymer Radian it had. He's running it with a Streamlight Pro Tac light on there as well. Troy flip up front sight with a BCM vertical grip on there. And then he's got a Trijicon MRO HD on a Unity mount. The HD means it has the dot or the dot in the circle, similar to an EOTech. And then it's also a PWS full ambi lower. It has Lantac titanium takedown pins, Radian 45-degree safety selector, PWS buffer tube kit with enhanced end plate, and ratcheting castle nut. I love the ratcheting castle nut. Look into that if you guys have never seen it. Again, it's PWS ratcheting castle nut. It's got a carbine spring, a PWS H2 buffer, and then a Magpul K2 grip and STR stock. And he plans to get a suppressor for it at some point. And for those who don't know, PWS does long stroke piston ARs, which if you're not familiar with piston, go check out my video. I think I did it about a week or so ago on the difference between piston driven and direct impingement, and I also talk about short stroke versus long stroke piston, so go check that out. But yeah, very nice builds, and I know I kind of rushed through them, but there's a lot of information to get through for 3 builds. So yep, got him in the channel for you, John, and thank you for sharing. Alright, next up, we probably have what is the cleanest picture out of everyone's today. No offense to anyone else, but these pictures just, like, I open them in my email and they just flash at me. This comes from either Drew or J Drew. I don't know what you go by, but either Drew or J Drew, thank you for sharing this. It is a PWS Mark 11 or Mark 111 Mod 2M. So as far as I can see, this is a complete PWS. Again, long stroke piston, but this one looks to be a pistol. And I think theirs is a 10.85 inch barrel. Correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't say in the description, but I know that their barrel lengths for their short guns are interesting. But yeah, I think it's 10.85. So again, complete PWS. It's got a Surefire 3-prong flash hider on there, which would be set up for a Surefire can. Doesn't say if it's got one on there. For his light, he's got a Mod Light OKW with an Airsock, a pick row mount, and a Surefire DS00, which is the pressure pad on top. And then he is running a EOTech EXPS3 on a Unity riser with a EOTech G45 on a Unity FTC. What is that? I forget what that's called. Flip to center, right? I don't know. There's a lot of acronyms. But basically, instead of throwing it off to the side like a factory EOTech magnifier mount, it puts it lower so that it's all like in line. So nothing's hanging off the side from your magnifier, and you just throw it up. So it's FTC, I think that's like flip to center. But the EOTech G45 is a 5 power magnifier instead of their normal 3 power. And then he's got a Meridian safety selector on there and charging handle. He's running a Magpul AFG vertical grip on there. He's got Magpul K2 grip. And then he's got the SB Tactical SBA3 brace on there with a Magpul MS1 sling. So this is a very nice build. I love the color tone on there. Did you mention your trigger? Oh, yes. He's running a Geisley SSA X trigger and then a Lancer mag. So that's the translucent Lancer mag, and it looks amazing in there. And then you also got the Magpul DACA case. Is that how they say it? The DACA case. But that Magpul case behind it looks pretty sick too. So thank you for sharing, Drew. That's a really nice build, and again, great picture quality. Guys, if you're sending pictures, this is ideally what I'm looking for, and this is very appealing when I'm showing it in videos. Also, the attention to detail is, if you notice, he's got the chamber flag in there, even though he's got the loaded mag, just for safety concerns. To be honest, I don't care one way or another whether you have the bolt forward or not. I'm assuming you could take the picture without the gun going off, but just notice that little safety detail he put in there. So thank you again for sharing, and let's move on to the next one. So this next one comes from Wyatt, and this is his Styr Aug. And this is a bullpup rifle. And if you're not familiar with what a bullpup rifle is, it's basically where all the action happens behind the trigger. So your trigger's kind of far forward, and everything else happens behind it. Or in a lot of guns, the trigger's behind all of the action. So yeah, looks to be a factory Styr Aug. He's got a Surefire closed-tine flash hider on there. It's running the factory 16-inch barrel. He has a Mod Light OKW on there with a Surefire tail cap and a UE07 switch, and that's sitting on a Silver Star Shooting Sports 90-degree AUG rail. And that looks pretty nice. So it's the factory Surefire pressure pad and the Surefire tail cap, and those work well with mod lights. And then the light also has a 100 Concepts light cap. And honestly, doing these viewer builds, I'm happy to see this because I didn't know about that company until I started reviewing all your viewer builds. So I've learned new brands since I've started this viewer build segment on my channel. And then he is running a Trijicon ACOG on there. It is the TA02 with a chevron reticle, and he also has a 2.5 MOA Trijicon SRL mounted on top. So I believe this is a battery only Trijicon. It does not use any tritium or fiber optic on top. Yeah, those seem cool. I haven't used one, but I mean, looking through it, I assume it's very similar to any other ACOG, other than I believe you can adjust the brightness on this. So that could be a pretty nice factor on there. And then the Trijicon SROs are really nice. A lot of people use them for like competition pistols, so it's really cool to see one on an AUG. I've never seen an AUG set up this way. So he's running a Wells-Made Co. brushstroke sling and a T-Rex arm sling keeper. And yeah, that looks really nice. I didn't really talk about it, but the pressure pad is taped to his vertical grip, and AUG vertical grips are built into the gun, but you can also move them forward, so they fold up basically. But yeah, that looks sick. I love the color scheme on this, and the camo Wells-Made Co sling is nice. I only have one of their slings, but it works good. I run it on my Honey Badger, and an AUG is still on the list for me to get one day. It's one of the bullpups I'm missing. That and the Hellion is one that I'd like to get. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Wyatt. I love the Styr Aug, and I've got to shoot a couple of my friends. All right, next one is an AK that comes here from Rich, so thank you for sharing. So it started out life as an Arsenal SLR 107 FR, and he said his wife bought it for him as a wedding gift. That is an awesome wedding gift, and yeah, I can see why you married her. Arsenal is a Bulgarian AK. It's chambered in 7.62x39. This one has the side folding stock, and it's got plum furniture on there. He said it came with plum furniture, but it also looks like maybe you swapped out the original furniture for Magpul, or maybe it just came with that Magpul furniture. But the grip and the forend is Magpul, but in the plum color, which is nice. And then he said around 2018 he sent it to Rifle Dynamics for their Arsenal upgrade, which I've always heard amazing things about them. They just deck out your AK. And he said he sent it for the upgrade package. The barrel was chopped to 14.5 inches, and he has an adjustable gas block on there. It's got an Ultimac rail on top, which is similar to what we saw earlier. They smoothed out all the internals, upgraded the safety selector, and then repainted it. He is running an Aimpoint T2 on a low mount on top. He's got a Surefire mini scout light, which I only got one picture, so you guys can kind of see it on the side, but you can't see it well from this angle. He's running a Blue Force Gear sling on there, and then you didn't mention your muzzle device. I can't tell exactly from this picture. Maybe it's a PWS, but 14.5, I assume it was pinned and welded on there to keep it 16 overall for legal lengths. And then he says, not shown is an ugly Prince double tennis racket case. and when folded, the rifle fits nicely with the Haley Strategic micro chest rig. It's funny that everyone uses tennis racket cases for their guns. I've never seen anyone carry a tennis racket in public though, so I mean, I guess it's working. But yeah, thank you for sharing this picture, Rich, and that's a very nice looking AK. And then I just realized he actually sent us another one. This one looks amazing too. So also from Rich, this is a Springfield M1A Scout Squad, and the Scout Squad has an 18-inch barrel. It's chambered in 308. He is running a Sadlac airborne mount, which is that your stock? I don't know M1A stuff. So yeah, Sadlac airborne mount. He's got Warren tactical scope rings on there, a Primary Arms GLX 2.5 to 10 power scope with the ACSS Raptor 556/308 reticle. He's running a Bradley cheek riser. Okay, so that's not what that Sadlock air mount is. Bradley cheek riser and a Magpul Hunter sling. He says it's just a fun gun for him, but he can consistently get 2 MOA out of it with match ammo as long as he's doing his part. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely better precision rifles out there from what I've been told, but 2 MOA is good. And yeah, besides that, I don't know what that Sadlac airborne mount is. I thought it was the stock, but yeah, comment down below with what that is. So yeah, maybe it's just the top rail that the scope is attached to, because M1As don't come with the rail right there. You'll notice on his forend it has a rail, but that's common on those. But the rail just above the magazine does not come with the gun, so that would have had to have been purchased separately. But yeah, that's a very nice M1A build, and I've kind of always wanted to do like a wooden M21 build. I always thought those looked nice. But thank you for sharing your two builds, and let's get to the next one. So this next one's also going to be pretty quick, but I definitely appreciate it being shared because this is an iconic gun. This comes from Chris, and it's a Springfield M1 Garand. So all he put is Springfield M1 Garand 30-06, bayonet and sling, and that's all there is to it. The M1 Garand was an iconic rifle of World War II, and it's also kind of like a scary gun because I definitely would not want to have that as my main go-to rifle. I think I would have to choose the M1 carbine because with the Garand, it holds 8 rounds. And you've heard of Grand Thumb, so you have to load them kind of particular so you don't crush your finger in there. Also, when you fire the last round, it's basically a dinner bell. It notifies everyone that you are out of ammo. You'll get that like infamous Grand ping, and then it hits the ground. But other than that, again, it's an iconic gun. I would love to own one day. He's got the bayonet on there. I just finished watching Band of Brothers for the first time, and yeah, it's pretty cool to see all the guns of World War II because our arms have gotten a lot better since then. So yeah, but thank you for sharing this. I'm really happy to see it. I love seeing M1 Garands come through the store I work at, and I will 100% own one of these days. So thank you for sharing, Chris, and thank you for watching the channel. Next up, we have a couple AKs. These come from Sam. It's nice to see all the AKs being sent in. Sorry I'm not more knowledgeable on like AK parts, but I do like AKs. I just am not as knowledgeable on them. So we're going to go from tip to butt on this Meridian defense kit matching AKS 74N. So that means it's a 545, and Meridian defense is kind of up there with like Krebs Custom or Rifle Dynamics from what I know. All three of those companies make amazing stuff. So from tip to butt, he is running an Armacon SU 545 booster, which is that muzzle device on there. He's got a Surefire, you put turbo question mark. Turbo would just be the newest lights that are more candela versus lumens. I can't tell from the picture, but he's got a Surefire light on there with the tape switch. He's running a Zenitco Desert B10M lower handguard, and then he is running Zenitco / miscellaneous pick rail covers. He's running a Russian poly upper handguard gas tube cover. He's got a Zenitco B22 optic mount with an EOTech EXPS 3.0 on there. He is running a Zenitco RP1 charging handle knob. It just fits that way, I don't know, which it looks right. I don't see anything wrong with it. Those charging handle knobs are nice. I have one myself. That's the only Zenitco part I have. I know some of the AK people watching this video, Zenitco stuff, because of the whole Russian conflict, got super expensive and hard to get, so I understand it. I only own one Zenitco thing, and it's literally just a little charging handle knob. He's got a Russian Malat Vepr 545 45 round RPK mag, which is sick in there. He's running a Bulgarian polymer folding stock, a Russian ECR 100 cheek riser, and then a Hub City Outdoors German .44 sling. That's pretty nice, and yeah, that build looks amazing. I bet it shoots super soft because 545 is very similar to our 556. And then he has a boatload of other Zenitco plans for it, but he likes it like this, and he's going to run a Dead Air Wolverine on it in the next week, hopefully, so that's good. And then he did send us another AK build, which is just as amazing. It is a Meridian Defense AKM, and also from tip to butt, he has an AK-74 standard muzzle device. He's got a Zenitco B30U handguards in OD Green Cerakote. And I've seen pictures of these handguards, and those look sick. If I did like a Zenitco build, I would like it to be like that. He's got a Surefire 600 dual fuel or Scout, depends on the day. He's got the Zenitco RK5 vertical grip, and then a Zenitco B33 rail dust cover. I like that the dust cover goes to that forend. Like, it just looks really clean. Whenever I watch like Grantham's videos on the AK from Jim Fuller, it just looks amazing, and I would love an AK built like that. Also running an EOTech EXPS3 on this one with the G33 magnifier, so that's a 3-power one, and that's a flip to side one, so kind of like how I was talking about in one of the previous builds that it flips up, this one will go to the side when you're not using it. So he's got a Bakelite grip with electrical tape, but he says there's goon tape on there now, and then he is running a Zenitco PT5 RPK stock, and that looks really good. And you did not mention your sling, but I believe that is a Blue Force Gear sling. I think. Pretty sure. But yeah, those are super nice AK builds, and I'm sure people in the comments are going to be jealous of all the Zenitco stuff because it's one of those things, you got to buy it when you know you want it because things get hard to get. But yeah, very nice builds, and I bet they shoot like a dream. And yeah, I don't think I said on the second one, but that second one is a 7.62x39, but you say in your description AK-74 muzzle device, but yeah, I believe that's 7.62x39. Alright, so this next badass build comes from Joe, and just looking at this picture, this looks impressive. And also, Joe says he has a YouTube channel if you guys want to go check it out. It's modern_muskets. And yeah, just go check out his channel if you guys don't mind. So, what do we have here? This looks amazing. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of go through what he sent me. We have a Sig 556 MCX Virtus. When I bought it, it was a 16-inch LE model with a 12-inch handguard. I put it on a Silencerco Ambi AR lower and had the barrel chopped to 12.5 inches by D. Wilson Manufacturing. He rattle canned it himself, and he used to have a TA02 ACOG and RMR on there, but he recently moved that to his 14.5 AR. And then down below, he gives me the actual build list. So again, just he had it chopped to 12.5 inches. It is a Sig MCX upper, but he changed the lower, I assume, to the Silencerco Ambi lower, which I've seen the Silencerco lowers and they seem very nice. They are mainly a suppressor company, but they also made the Maxim 9 that I have, and then I guess they made AR lowers. So the suppressor he's running on there is a Velos K, which the Velos I believe is also by Silencerco. He has a Surefire M600 Scout Light on there with ST07 and DS00, which I believe is the pressure pad and the end cap. Those are just the part numbers, but we can't see it well from this picture. It's a very nice picture, we just can't see the light setup very well, but yeah, Surefire Scout Light. He has an Emissary Development handbrake on there, which is a nice little hand stop. I have the same one on a couple different guns. For his optic, he is running a Sig Romeo 5 on a Unity mount, and it is a placeholder for the Sig Romeo 4. Sig Romeo 4 is a good one as well. And then he is running a Sig MCX trigger. I think that's the enhanced trigger, because it doesn't look like a factory one. It kind of looks like the one that comes on the cane brake, which is the enhanced. He has a Sig buffer tube adapter with a Magpul SLK stock on there. And then I think that's a standard Sig grip. You didn't say. It's really hard to tell from the picture. But actually, that doesn't look like the Sig grip. I don't know what grip he's running on there, but it looks nice. He says not pictured as a T-Rex arm sling. And then also for your pressure pad on your light, I think that's the Cloud Defensive like Surefire pressure pad holder. I can't tell. Yeah, this is a very nice build. That camo that you did looks amazing, and that's a really cool build, being a 12.5 inch like Virtus basically. I like that, because the factory short Virtus is 11.5, but having an extra inch is helpful. I know there's like a whole like thing on barrel lengths and stuff, but my very first AR, I turned it into a 12.5-inch barrel too when I SBR'd it. So again, that's a really nice MCX build, and that looks good on that silencer lower. So thank you for sharing, Joe. He said he met me at an event. I've met a lot of Joes, so maybe it was AZ Range Day. I feel like I know too many Joes at this point, and I'm sorry. Not all Joes are built the same. But if you see me at another event, come stop by and say hi. And yeah, thank you again for sharing. Let's move on to the next one. So for this next one, I don't know if this is your name, but he just put DC and then some numbers. So I'm just going to refer to you as DC. So this is his SWAT rifle build. It is a 10.5-inch Adams Arms, which is, the Adams Arms is known for making piston uppers and guns. He's running a birdcage flash hider on there. He says they're getting RC2 minis soon, which would be nice. He is running a Cloud Defensive Rain 3.0 with their pressure pad on an air socket mount. I love the Cloud Defensive lights. They are very good. And then he is running an Emissary Development hand stop on this one, which we just saw one in the last build. He's got the Sig Romeo 4T, which is what I think Joe was wanting to put on his MCX in the last build. Sig Romeo 4T on a Unity mount. And then he is running a Sig Juliet magnifier, also on a Unity mount. He has an HRF magwell flare on there, so that makes it easier to get the mag in there. I haven't used those, but I've seen them on a lot of builds and they look nice. He's running a Magpul bad lever, which allows you to lock and release the bolt carry group from your right hand, which is nice for being a right-handed shooter. He has a Magpul SLK stock on there. He's got backup iron sights. Which iron sights are those? Where's your rear sight? I can't see your rear sight. But it looks like the new Magpul Gen 3 flip-up sights. You didn't say if they're Magpul or not, but from this picture, I only see the front sight. I don't see the rear. I'm trying to look closely, but from my angle, I can't see it well. But I can at least see the front sight. I think it's the Magpul Gen 3 polymer sight, but I could be wrong. He didn't say what brand it was. He's got a Centrifuge black multicam sling, which from this picture, only one of the pictures I can kind of see the multicam, or the black multicam. The rest of it just looks black, but I can't tell very well. He's running a JP Enterprise Silent Capture buffer spring, which I've shot with those and they're pretty nice. JP Enterprise makes this whole like buffer spring combo, and it sounds crazy. I mean, it sounds like nothing. That's what's crazy about it, but they seem nice. And then he's got a Magpul 20-round magazine in there with a Terran base plate. And then he's got a BCM pistol grip on there with some tape on there. But yeah, that's a very nice build, and that's nice for being a SWAT rifle, I bet. It'll be nice once you get the Surefire RC2 Mini on there. And mini suppressors are a little bit louder, but you figure for a SWAT team, you don't necessarily need it as quiet as can be. You need it to be less concussive to the guys around you, because indoors that's going to be pretty loud. But very nice. And then you didn't mention, but those wraps on the optics, I think there's a company called Ranger Wraps that makes those. I've looked at them before, but I have not bought any or put any on my guns or optics. But the wraps on your optics look really nice too. So yeah, thank you for sharing, DC. And yeah, keep kicking butt. Enjoy the Surefire RC2 Mini when you get it. All right, let's move on to the next one. And this comes from Jose. And looking at it, this is sweet. So this one is an IWI Galil Ace 545 13-inch barrel, and this is limited edition. They only made 545 of these, and I remember when they came out, I thought they were cool. In my head, I was like, it's really nice. I don't own anything 545, so I wasn't ready to jump on another one. But I did get a Galil Ace 556 in an 8-inch barrel, and then now I have a 16-inch 7.62 by 39. So I'm a big fan of the Galil Ace. I even have an old IMI Galil. But I bet it shoots so soft in 545 because they are heavier guns. So enough talking, I'll get into your build. But yeah, again, limited edition, only 545 made, and it's got the 13-inch barrel. They still make this in a 16-inch barrel, so it's specifically that barrel length that was limited. But from tip to butt, he has a Silensico Omega 36M suppressor on there. He's running it on a Silensico muzzle brake, the AC142 part number. He's got a Midwest Industries GA556R threaded variant handguard, which that handguard looks interesting. I've never seen that, and I haven't really seen people upgrading the Galils that much. He's got a Magpul OD Green M-Lock rail cover Type 1, plus the Magpul hand stop kit in green and black. And then he is running an EOTech OD Green XPS2 on there, so that's a factory OD Green EOTech. And the XPS2s are normally just direct mounted from a screw, but he is running a GG&G quick detach locking lever on there, so that's an upgrade that he put on the EOTech. But those OD Green EOTechs are nice. We actually have one of those at our store right now, and I really want it. He is running OD Green Bulgarian Circle 10 Clipazine. That's funny. So yeah, he's running a Bulgarian Circle 10 magazine. I don't know why I put Clipazine, but it's funny. I dig it. He's running a K&S Precision Plastic Delete Kit. I believe that's the lower. I should know this. I have a Galil with an upgraded like lower like trigger guard cover, but mine came with it, so I'd have to check into that. But he is running a Dissident Arms ALG 545 single stage trigger, which looks like the ALG trigger, but I've heard of Dissident Arms, I just don't know anything about them. He's running a Magpul OD Green and Black Myad Gen 1.1 Type 2 pistol grip, which the Myad grips are nice. They were like a big kit with a variety of stuff that you can add to it to kind of change up how it feels to you. He's running a K&S Precision Picatinny stock adapter, and then he has a JMax Customs 1913 side folding adapter with a JMax Customs skeletonized 6-inch tube. And then he is running a SB Tactical OD Green SBA3 brace. And he also has a YouTube channel, so go check it out. It is Angel Silver 4 T7. And 7 is spelled out. I'll write that down for you guys. He says he does lots of AK magazines from around the world, but his favorite AK magazine to collect is Russian. So yeah, go check out his channel. I'll go check it out as well. And that is an awesome Galil build. I bet it shoots really nice. Hopefully you have a video of you shooting it on your channel because I want to see that. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Jose, and keep it up with your YouTube channel as well. Alright guys, we are going to finish this video off with a couple builds from Jared. So we're going to start at his top one and then talk about the AK. But his top one is a Brownells BRN-4 build. So it's basically a Brownells like HK416 build. Yeah, they kind of make modern 416 stuff, which is nice because HK does not put out their stuff. So let's get into it. So again, this is a 14.5-inch barrel. It's a Brownells BRN-4 upper receiver with their BRN-4 14.5-inch heavy profile barrel. It's also got the BRN-4 gas block, a 416 op rod / piston system, a Surefire 3-prong war comp on there, and then he has the Geisley Gen 1 SMR rail in the DDC color. And then he's got a Surefire M600 light with an Arasaka head. And then he has a Somo Gear NGAL, which is basically a copy of a real IR device. The Somo Gear one's like just a cheap Chinese copy, but it's not thousands of dollars. It's just like a couple hundred, I believe. And some people shoot them on their guns and they hold up, so that's impressive. He's running an EOTech EXPS2 with a Holosun HM3X magnifier on there. He's got a Centurion Arms hand stop. And then he is running the Brownells BRN-4 bolt carrier group with a BCM Mark II ambi charging handle. And then one thing with all this Brownells stuff, you'll notice it's all Brownells, right? Like the BRN-4. But that's because it's not a standard AR-15 at this point. You're basically building a 416, and the 416 is all proprietary. So that's why most of the build is all the Brownells BRN-4, because that's what it's built for. Same thing with the Geisley rail. That Geisley rail, I believe, is specific to HK-style guns. Just my little side note. He is running a PSA, so Palmetto State Armory Stealth lower, which I believe is just like a no markings lower. Not no markings altogether, but just like minimalist lower, so you can't really see who makes it. He's got a HK416 V7 pistol grip on there, and he is running it with a Magpul CTR stock. That is a very nice 416 build. I currently just have a HKMR 556 myself, but I'm actually going to be building something similar to this. I don't know what optic I want to run yet, but it's going to be a Brownells 14.5 upper, and I'm excited to get that and build it out. Maybe one day HK will actually give us 416 guns, because I really want a 416A5, which is the 10-inch quad rail. But yeah, we have to settle for Brownells, which I appreciate them doing this. And again, your build looks super sick, so thank you for sharing. And finally, we will finish off with your little AK build here. So what do we got? It's a Zastava M92 10-inch SBR, and he is running it with a TDI lower handguard. I am not familiar with TDI, the brand, so forgive me on that. He is running a Ultimac railed gas tube, which we've seen a few times in today's video, but he does not have an optic on there, but it looks great even without an optic. He's running a Lage 1913 stock, which is a side folder. And then he has a CNC Warrior AK-74 style muzzle brake. He's also running a Kratos Design Group hand stop. I'm not familiar with Kratos Design, but the hand stop looks nice. And yeah, the AK, I know it's kind of simple, but it looks very clean. Like a plain AK honestly looks really good, and I really like that build. So thank you for sharing, Jared, and I'm happy we got to finish off with your builds because your pictures are also very high quality. I want to point that out. And a lot of the pictures today were high quality. I'm just kind of noticing this as I talk about it, but yeah, I really like these clear, crisp pictures where we can see a lot of the details. So thank you for taking good pictures, and thank you to everyone for sharing on today's video. Thank you to everyone that submitted this week. We got a lot of great rifle builds in there, and I'm looking forward to next week. And yeah, if you guys want to submit for next week's viewer build video, just listen to these rules and try to follow them as best you can because it'll make it flow really well during a video. So we need some good high quality pictures, ideally horizontal, and if you can 16:9 as the format. You can do it on an iPhone. I don't know how it works with other phones, but if you just crop it to 16:9, that is how YouTube portrays stuff. So again, just high quality photos, ideally horizontal. And then if you can, when you build your list out of whatever details you have, if you can go from tip to butt or muzzle to like stock, it makes it easy. So I don't have to jump around if you talk about the muzzle device, then the optic, then the forend. It just makes it easy if you go from front to back, basically. And then next week's theme is actually going to be a pretty easy one. It's going to be whatever you want, gun related. So yeah, just feel free to send any gun that you really like or really hate. I don't care. If you guys want me to roast your gun too, like I have a hard time talking crap about a gun that you guys send me, right? But if you specifically if you want to show me the crappiest gun you have, go for it. So yeah, next week we're not doing any theme, just send whatever. But I'm going to hold this one strict. Only send me one gun because I have a feeling we'll get more builds this time around, hopefully. So yeah, just send one gun, good quality pictures, front and back if you want. And then it could be a rifle, it could be a pistol. Just talk about your details from tip to butt. Yeah, whatever you want. Pistol, rifle, shotgun, I'll talk about it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to these next submissions. Also get these in by Wednesday because I really need to start the editing process before then. Because I get a lot of last minute submissions and then I don't edit it till like Thursday, Friday. And that's why it takes me a little bit to get it up. So send me your pictures by Wednesday and then we'll get some good videos next week. So thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for that video.